Hi Taurus, if you'd like to come on in and have a seat for some symbolic support, I'm Steph, and we are going to scry your scroll made in your name and essence. As well, we are going to add on a shaman's palm of oracle cards. And down here in the corner, you can see we have Ghost Tube Seer. So for any visual inspirations that may arise, I'll bring that camera up so you can see and see what inspires you to see, sense, and feel for yourself as well. So Taurians, as always, thank you so much for being here, for being my muse, and for holding space for me to share my insights, and of course, allowing me to be a guest in your aura. If you'd like to open up, you're welcome to join me. Otherwise, you can fast forward through. Taking a nice deep breath, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support in the name and honor of the Taurian Collective. Taurus, let's go. Awesome. Oh, I forgot my little romantic fireplace here. Hold on a moment. Let's see. There we go. Romance. So fun. Okay. All right. Taurians, if you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below, inspiring our interconnected nature. Versus listening to my yammerings, always follow your own intuition first. I'm seeing a conversation that's being had from afar. Something about spirit, like I'm floating down. I'm calling something in. Could be a loved one in spirit. I miss you. Please come see me. I also feel like the two aspects of me, I'm getting like magician vibes about this. Interesting. We're going for a tree first. Something that I'm wishing and wanting for is coming into the material world. It may come in the form of another person or a message through a person or any other symbol, that the way that you speak with the spirit of things, animated aura, afterlife, etc. Taurians, something's being drawn down. Something about keeping steady, because your reflections, it's like I'm seeing it here, the reflections of your masculine, feminine, your positive, negative, your up or down, whatever the case may be, your best case scenario, worst case scenario, all that kind of good stuff. It's like holding it steady. I feel like also whatever you're doing, Taurians, is positively affecting future versions of, like, you know how there's a lot of talk of past lives. In this case, it's like future lives, possibly even your past as well. Okay, so your other incarnations, paralleling whatever your belief system is, whatever, your imaginations wander, I feel like it's positively affecting those things. With the cedar tree here of duration, the evergreen, durability, enduring perseverance, bring your wishes to fulfillment in limitless light. Oh, I so pronounced that incorrectly. Sorry. Evergreen, durability, enduring perseverance, and limitless light, bring your wishes to fulfillment, the cedar tree duration. Security with the juniper tree, protective powers, guard against harm and bring victory through bravery. And the magnolia tree, surprises, hope, health, love, and happiness, and the promise of all that springtime brings. So perhaps, Taurians, there's something really fun and fancy going on for the springtime. But like I was saying, for me anyway, as I'm like digging into this, because I think you're the first one out of almost all the signs, and I've only got one or two left to do. Typically the tree card is at the end, and yours is asking for it to be amongst the palm. So the duration is in your cave of ice, which is interesting because it's like the ice age, and you have hidden nuts or something in that time frame, whatever this is, maybe what you wanted when you were a kid, what you wanted to be when you grew up, what you want as a partner, whatever your goals are, Taurian, because I feel like they're so multidimensional of all this timeline. I can't even discern, I can't even dig in. So I will absolutely leave that up to you. But you have been at this, like chipping away, like one of those, like people that climb mountains that have ice all over them, like super dangerous. But nonetheless, you've hidden things like the scroll in different lifetimes for each of your lifetimes or even aspects to connect with and find these nuggets. And there's a melt going on. There might be something that you've been working on for a long time. And I don't know when I say a long time, for me, it might feel like a long time. But for you, I feel like you have the patience and perseverance that you're like, it doesn't matter if it's perceived as long, if it's been 10 lifetimes, 300 minutes, or 17,221 hours amongst 27,222 incarnations. You're like, this is the way it's getting done. And that gives you security. And this comes into your cave of winds of how you're thinking, right? What you're saying to yourself. You're protective and you're very secure against anything that will potentially be harmful to your interesting victory. Coming down here, sorry, and I know I didn't show these last two, to your cave of earth, which is a granted wish that's coming through. That you have a wish coming through with the date tree. But you have been, I don't even want to say tirelessly, but you've been calling it in. You've been calling it in. Whatever this is, whoever this is to you, you have been paying attention, holding a steady gaze. As well, your reflection. It's like your polarities and their reflections. So it's like you've doubled, again, lifetimes. And I feel like this scroll could just keep going. Past, future, whatever you want to call it. And then coming into your cave of hearth fires, and it's so sweet and lovely that it's the magnolia tree. Because it's pink, it's bringing me into the pink ray of the heart, where hope, health, love, and happiness and springtime brings. Your bloom is getting ready to bloom. Like this tree of surprises. And I feel like even though you've been like persevering for whatever this security and success is to you, you've been meticulously drawing it down. And then it's going to be there. And then there's going to be so much gratitude. It's like when this tree, person, place, or thing comes down, it's going to be like almost, it's like an admiration, but it feels very, very peaceful. Like a gratitude is the closest word I can say, but it's like welcome. Maybe this is, you're having a family. Maybe this is you received a windfall, a gift from somebody. Maybe it's money. Maybe it's food. I don't know what it is. But coming into your cave of rivers of all your feelings is resourcefulness with the baobab tree, the tree of life nonetheless. Your thirst for knowledge will be answered by the mystic thoughts in your subconscious. Baobab tree, resources, security, surprises. Coming down into your cave of earth with the date tree, a granted wish. Enlightenment discovered through knowledge will free you from doubt. If there's been doubt at all, Taurians, I feel like you are starting to see something come to fruition. Maybe not the whole picture, maybe not the whole kit and caboodle per se, but you're starting to see it bud. It's like planting a fruit tree and trying to think of like what the typical rule of thumb is, but like 5 years before you would see bearing of fruit, perhaps. And then for some trees, I know for ours, like I don't know if it was pears or apples or what it was, to make sure you have more than one. So there's always a pairing of these trees so they could, I don't know, whatever they need to do to help each other bloom. I don't even know. I apologize. I'm in such a liminal space, but you know what I'm saying. This is incredible. I'm going to flip it here and we'll start adding on some shamans. So thank you so much, Taurians, for being here with me, for being my muse, sharing, and subscribing. All of you really warm my haunted heart, and I truly, truly mean that. Thank you. Thank you. That's all I can say is thank you, Taurians. So smitten. So smitten. We are for Taurians. What were you? Okay. Dancer promise. I will bring these down so you can see and scry with me. Dancer of promise has come through in your cave of ice. It's like chipping away, chipping away. Everyone's been working. All aspects of you on board, a portion of them anyway. This hasn't been some exhausting, like one lifetime is taking the brunt kind of thing, or this incarnation's going to take the heat for the rest of the consciousness, you know. This also could be in relation to Taurian collective, working with the collective energies, well beyond the self, planetary even. But I feel like this is very individual. I've made a promise to myself. I've made a promise to my family, whatever those connections are to you. And I'm going to fulfill them. And I'm going to work and work and work towards the light. And it does come through. Like, it's right there. And now it's like seeing it like ice sculpturing, or like somebody who can sculpt things over time. The patience to do that. The patience. And your Cave of Winds is ancestor of illusion. Interesting with your security. I think at some points there's been some doubt. There's been some doubt. And I'm seeing the singing bush from the Three Amigos. Is it the Three Amigos? I think it's the Three Amigos. And it's almost like you couldn't believe that it would be a dancing bush. Like, we'll turn left at the dancing bush. And you're like, excuse me? But it actually wasn't. Like, you still went. Because you're like, well, I'm going to check it out anyway. I'm going to check it out and make a decision when I get there. That's how it makes me feel like. And you did. So you've kind of busted through anything that, or even any sort of distractions. And I don't mean this in like this domineering way. It feels as though I can enjoy the magic of all that is in all the material realms and the mystical realms. But it does not divert me from my goal. It's like saving up to go on that specific kind of vacation, or saving up to get the certain car or clothes, whatever the case is. It doesn't have to, but you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, maybe you spend 10 minutes every day in meditation because it's building towards something. Or you spend 10 minutes a day reading about your company's policies and such, because you want more knowledge about something. You've been steadily doing this. And if someone's like, oh, well, it's not worth your time, or that's not worth this, you're like, no, I'm not necessarily buying into that. You're not judging it. You're just like, no, I'm fine, thanks. I have a knowing. And in your shaman of reflections coming up in your hearth fires, which is great because it's right up there in your heart of hearts, your highest of hearts. It's like gaining hold of any sort of knowledge, but also anything that may be, like I said, trying to be distracting to you. And there's all your reflections. I just got distracted by your scroll, so I'm going to take a moment here to dive in. It's like these lands that I'm on. I'm seeing these like Bigfoot or Yetis or Sasquatch, whatever you want to call them. They're very long-legged. They're very tall. I'm also seeing them as bears, black bears, black or brown bears anyway. And it's like they're standing up on their hind legs. And they are taking a look to see if it's worth crossing, if the tide has gone up or down. That's what it makes me feel like. Is this the right time? The tide and the times. You can see other people's, or maybe there are other versions of your own attempts to fully manifest something. Again, I feel like it was a doubtful moment, or maybe there was just simply an earnest distraction. Like I needed to step away from something for a while because I'm an adult and I have responsibilities, or I need to study for this test, or I'm going into retirement. I want to think about that. So yeah, I'd really like to do that, but I'm going to have to wait. And it's not putting it off because it's not important, but you put it on the shelf knowing that there are things that needed your attention. And though you might be very clear in your vision, but you're also not fixed. You can still be flexible enough to see how it all fits in, as long as it fits into the vision. But I feel like there might have been a few things along the way. You had to like send it down the river. And it's like they're coming back through, and you get to decide through this high tide or low tide. are they still of value to you? Do you want to bring them on up? Do you want to work with them? I'm not entirely sure. But obviously, Taurians, you got lots of tools around. Ancestor of Knowing has come in with your cave of rivers, of your feeling and knowing that you have your thirst for knowledge. And there is a snake there in your shaman of reflection. But there's like this, with the baobab, I always pronounce it incorrectly, I think. The baobab tree. And it looks like it's like growing clouds. And it looks like I'm on clouds. These are like, I'm telling you, these are lifetimes. For at least that's the way I'm seeing it. It's like, this might be your current present lifetime, or this is you in the upside down right now. And this is like your higher self up here. And you're still very, very connected. And you're listening to that. You have a knowing. You have a knowing of how the human and the higher self, or the soul and the oversoul, whatever you want to call it, that they're communicating. And I listen to that wisdom. I listen to that wisdom. I listen to my instinct, and I listen to my intuition. And then they come together. They come together. And then last but not least, here we have, I'm so sorry if I rambled on. You're in your cave of earth is your ancestor of boundaries coming in with a granted wish. And you have a lot of knowledge coming through. Knowledge. I feel like you've gained so much knowledge. And again, maybe all of your like consciousness connections, all of your aspects, maybe your archetypes, they are sharing knowledge. They're able to put things together, like engineer it, or de-engineer it, whatever, when you reverse it, something along that lines. I feel like there's just an understanding of all these different knowledges. Because when this wish comes in, as it comes in, as it's being called in, because now I'm seeing this like braids, very, very old school. What is the time frame of it? I don't know. Like where they would have like big white hair, but it's a wig, maybe some sort of court system coming through. And I'm seeing like a whew, you did it. And that it's like you're the judge. You hold the boundary. You can drop the gavel when need be to say, and we're done. Yeah, whatever it is that you're creating, checking out your astrology scroll here, your aura scroll of the sacral fires. Manifesting like a master, time after time. Oh, they're right here. I've been working day and night, but it feels like it's in different degrees of dimension, because this feels so multidimensional in nature, or archetypally. I don't know. But enjoying the fruits of your labor, because I'm seeing like lush food. Healing and letting go. You're receiving from your higher self. Pause to receive. It's coming in. The granted wish. I want to flip it this way. It's manifesting. It's coming down. Can we trust that? Can you trust that it's coming down, Taurians? No doubt. You have been doing this. Many of you have been doing this, have been working towards this, because every part's going to reap part of the rewards. So it's worth it. It's coming down. And every so often, it's like pausing to remember exactly what you're doing. And to receive that from the other versions of you. The other knowing, that higher self to the human self. The 10 minutes of meditation. The, brushing your teeth with your left hand instead of your right hand. Not because you want to challenge the brushing your teeth, but you're like, I want to activate the subconscious. I want to activate the other side of my brain, the non-dominant hand. And give it a chance to have a skill set. You know what I mean? And with letting go, time for release. This is the fall season, but yet spring seems to be very important. Spring seems to be when there's continuous work that's going to be being done, that you will really start to see that bloom. So it's like, let the leaves fall. Let the leaves fall of the trees that they are now, whatever that tree means to you, the reflections of that. Allow the leaves to fall, and trust that they will come back and bloom, most likely double, if not full bloom. And then closing out here, Taurians, we have here transformation, light and dark. I'm telling you, light and dark, human higher self, past life, future lives, everything's meeting, coming together. But I want to remind you to kind of smile about it, pause to receive, have a laugh, have a good meal every so often, or just enjoy something. Because I'm also seeing, like, right in here, do I have a pen? I'll do it for you. Okay, hold on, Taurians. Like this, because this is what I'm seeing. I don't know if you did it when you were a kid, but we definitely did as kids. But anyway, it's like this. Will it come through? Oh, maybe not. Oh, my lighting. Anyway, oh, there we go. Like when you would draw like two eyes and be like, hi, how are you? Yeah. Have fun, Taurians. You've got this. Time will tell. Have no doubt. You are definitely doing the work. It's all over the place here. It's all over the place. Security, surprises, in your wish. I am so happy for you, Taurians, and I hope that this really has served. There was no ghost tubes that came up, so there's no visions for you today, but that's okay. I will see you again soon. Again, all the links are below. Thank you so much for being here.